Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome back to part 2 of our dungeon crawl tutorial. I'm here with Briarstone.
Hello.
Link to his channel down below. He does a lot of roguelike stuff, but this is his first... He does a lot of roguelike likes.
Yeah, roguelike likes.
And this is your first roguelike.
Yes.
So, we are going to proceed downwards the stairs to level 2.
And hit a button.
We are currently at level 3, Minotaur of Trog. We're Quill the Cudgeler.
There's a button.
Oh, well, the downward stair symbol. So shift and then that.
Bam.
There
So
you
select
go.
so. Hit O. And
You
then
can
I
probably do something with the mouse too, but I don't know. So that's gold.
pick up the money.
Picked it up. Now, there's also a snake there.
Beat up the snake.
Totally beat it up.
Snakes!
And then you can cut it up and eat it.
Alright, let's cut it up.
Snakes are good eating. They're totally uncontaminated meat, so they're always nice to
I'm
find.
hungry too.
You are hungry too.
Add a flesh.
There you go. Now,
Come on.
snakes are dangerous to
Add
fight, of
it
course,
to
because a
my
lot of
belly.
times they're poisonous. Sometimes they can also constrict you, which
Hey.
can be bad news. Now, this is interesting, because we actually haven't found any armor yet. So this is ringmail. Now, let's go to your current armor, which is animal skin. If you right-click on it, you'll get a full description. He's got a long blah blah text, blah blah blah. The big thing the only thing that matters, of course, is the base armor rating and the base evasion modifier. So this is an armor rating of 2.
Sure.
Now, and an evasion modifier of 0. Now, hit exit to get out here. Now, right-click on your ringmail.
Yes, sir.
Now, you see this has an armor modifier, or an armor rating of 5.
Yes.
And gives you -2 evasion.
Meh.
And the thing is, some characters will be going the high dexterity, lots of dodge, lots of evasion route, and will prefer light garments. Some people will go the very tanky, heavy armor route, and will just care about armor rating. Generally speaking, if you can handle heavy armor, you want to go that way because it's awesome.
Sure.
So you totally want to go to this ringmail.
Definitely. And in the hope it's not cursed.
Yeah, it probably won't be. You haven't actually found anything magical yet. This was a totally mundane piece of gear. You could also drop your animal skin as well.
Because we do not need it. Which is shifty.
Shift click,
Or shift click.
and then you'll drop it. You can also hit D, and then it'll bring up the
And do
screen.
all the other... Ow! Hey!
So he's gonna range you. So you probably have to run up to him and smack him down and hope he's alone. Oh, maybe he only had one. He only had one bolt actually.
I have several.
Oh, you're out now though.
Aw. Come to me. Smash.
Well done.
Like I said. Oh, there's stuffs. I want to pick
So that's
that
the
up.
one he threw at you.
And then we have...
Not much. Now here's the thing we haven't actually dealt with in part 1. I cleverly ignored it. Although now you've just chopped up the corpse, so I can't tell you the lesson. The next time we find a body, especially one that's poisonous like a kobold,
Yep.
we are gonna sacrifice it to Trog.
Can I rename Trog? I want to put door.
Trogdor? Yeah.
Burning out.
He's not the Burninator. This is the Smashinator.
Smashinator. I suppose he doesn't like magic. That's true. He doesn't like the
Yeah, that's right.
I should get my lore right. Uh-oh.
Get right with the lore.
Get right with the lore.
Okay.
So
Good.
saith the Lord.
Oh, that one didn't leave a body. I don't know, he just disintegrated or something. You hit him so hard, he evaporated.
Set phasers to kill.
Yeah.
To vaporize.
Alright.
Come to me.
One of these guys have to leave a corpse. Come on! We're gonna be hungry enough by the time a corpse
Woo!
is left.
Woo. Alright. You that I know you know that I'm here. I'm gonna smack you in the eyeball. And you too.
Alright. Okay, now stop.
What?
So, at this point, here's what I would do. You have 2 corpses in this lot. One is poisonous, the other is contaminated. So I would chop up the one that's contaminated, because you probably get hungry soon. Okay, stop. You gotta look at things. So you hit C to butcher. It's gonna ask you one at a time, because there's 2 ways to butcher a corpse. You can, I think, shift click on them.
Sure.
Is one way to do it. So you could have done it directly there. The other thing is if you hit C, it'll start chopping up all the corpses in the tile that you're on. So, and it'll ask you for each one. So the giant mite corpse, we actually don't want to butcher, because it's poisonous. So we don't care about that meat anyway, so
no.
hit no.
Bam.
A goblin? Yes.
Yes.
And you can always hit A for all if ever you wanted that. Okay,
Okay.
so you've got some meat, because you'll probably get hungry soon. But more importantly, there's still a corpse here, and we're going to sacrifice this corpse to your god. And we're going to do that just by hitting P. You're going to pray over this corpse, and it's going to burst into flames.
Oh, Trog.
And
Best.
Trog is going to be happy about that.
Yes. Oh, hit the wrong button again. It's okay, though.
There we are. So, generally speaking, what you're going to do, any corpses that you can't eat for some reason, you will gladly sacrifice to Trog. And if ever you're good for food, like you've just eaten, or maybe you still have some meat left in your inventory, you should probably sacrifice the corpses to Trog. The more you sacrifice, the more abilities Trog will grant you. Currently, you can only Berserk. Actually, you might have a second one now, but later on you'll gain the ability to summon some allies, like have ogres magically appear. And not magically.
All right.
Trogly
Yeah.
appear. So that's why we sacrifice it. Also, Trog will gift you with magic weapons, if he's very happy.
Nifty.
Alright.
This makes me happy. Okay. Moving on.
So you're getting lots of scrolls, which is great. We're definitely...
Hey.
When we're done with this level, we're going to start identifying scrolls.
Son of a sitch.
Yeah, he had lots of darts.
He did. I'll collect that. Collect that. I am the collector of stuff. Oh, hit wrong thing. I'm feeling hungry.
Oh, you can eat. Now, one of the nice things you can do in the config file, and what I will do is I will put a link down below to the config file that I use. Now, this we're not using it. I did a vanilla install.
What is it?
That is an altar to the god of plants or something. We don't like him.
Nope. Screw plants.
Yeah. So, to my configuration file, which will include things like it will automatically, if you get hungry while you're auto-exploring like that, and you have chunks in your inventory, it'll just eat the chunks automatically. Therefore, reducing the tedium that much more. Yeah, kobolds, I usually just run up and smack them because they're often big pains in the ass. Although this one's out of ammo, and he's going to step on the trap. There we are.
I have to step on it again, too, though.
Yeah, it's okay.
I dodged it. Although there's stuff on it.
There's stuff on it, yeah. Not much that's worthwhile. You can pray.
Bam.
Yay.
Pray to Trog for his blessings.
Yeah, it won't auto pick up anything if there's an enemy visible, because picking up stuff takes time.
Ooh. What's this? Another one. Dart trap.
There's a trap and a potion down there.
Can I, if I hit?
If you hit
Oh, he'll go around it?
it'll go around it.
Perfect.
Now, there are certain thresholds in the config file. If you've got lots of hit points and it's like a dart trap, and it's blocking a hallway, the Auto Explorer will walk over the dart trap to get places, but only if it's safe to do so. It's pretty intelligent.
Okay.
But in that case, it'll happily go around. Game is open source. It is free, completely free to download. You just look up Dungeon Crawl, and it should come up as the first link. Again, I'll put a link down below. And yeah, it's pretty fun. It's available on like all platforms. There's even a web-based thing. So if you don't want to install any software, you can just point your web browser to a certain page. Okay, whoa. Stop. First,
Collaborate.
when you start to see multiple enemies, first you got to be like, okay, that's always kind of scary. Secondly, there's someone over there with a name. That's almost always bad news. Your first assumption when you see someone with a name...
It's not capitalized. Oh, it is.
It is. When you see someone with a name, your first assumption should be, this is probably going to kill me.
Okay.
What is my plan for escape?
Stairs.
That's a good one. What I would do is I would immediately run to the stairs and drop down a level. You might get screwed if there's literally someone right next to it. Now, make sure to move diagonally here. Don't use the arrow keys. Use the number pad. Okay, now keep going to the stairs. Now, one dog will probably fall you down, but we'll get two. But that's okay. You can take the dogs. What did you do?
I hit down.
No, you hit just period, which waits one turn. So now 3 dogs are going to fall you down. At least Jessica will be left behind. Okay, now, at this point, I'm going to suggest you berserk. I'm sure you can take these 3 dogs out while berserking. You could probably do it without, but there you go, you're fine. Now, just rest in place while the berserk wears away. We're going to try to not aggro anything. You're near starving, so definitely eat. You have a chunk.
I have chunk.
Yeah.
There's a running chunk. I want a chunk.
There we go.
I'm hungry.
You're still a little hungry, but that should be okay at this point. And hopefully we'll run into... In fact, you can move over to the left, chop up the dog, or the jackal, and eat that. Good. Okay. Now, we can probably... I suspect we can probably go up the stairs and beat up Jessica.
Okay.
I think your character could probably do it.
I think so.
Do you want to try?
Yeah.
Okay, don't go up the stairs yet. Do your rest until the slow and exhaustion goes away.
Okay.
Hit shift 5, and it'll rest until the commotion goes. Okay.
Perfect.
Now, you're going to go up. And berserk, which increases your speed. Now go and smack her.
Smack. What?
Excellent. And Trog is very happy because you just killed a magic user. And you went up in a level. And it's got the little more thing in the text down there.
That's why it's not going.
Yeah. So you feel stronger. Your strength automatically went up by 1.
There we go.
You can chop her up and eat her.
Or I can pray over her.
You could, but you're currently hungry. You're actually very hungry.
I'll chop her up. Get in my belly.
Got a robe, which you definitely don't want. It's armor, but it's crappy armor.
Or what is the
Club.
Meh.
Yeah. So hopefully at some point we're gonna find an upgraded thing.
Well, there's other things.
Well, those are after images. That's where you saw her at one point, and you probably want to eat that chunk, by the way.
What chunk? I thought I ate a chunk. That chunk.
There you go.
How about a hair? No hair?
I'd say wait. If you become starving, then you start eating your perma food.
Oh, get out of my way, bat.
There you go. You can chop up the bat and eat it. That's why I never eat my permanent food until I absolutely have to. Now, are we level 2? Or
3.
sorry, dungeon level. Dungeon level.
Yeah,
2.
dungeon level 2.
Good. All right.
Hey, how's it going, bat? Hey, what you running away for? You know what? I'll wait for you to come back. Wait for you to come back. Oh yeah.
Now, I was pretty certain that you could have taken Jessica and her pets here, especially as a Minotaur. But another character, that would have been incredibly dicey. And soon we're going to run into other named characters that are going to be even more dangerous.
Oh, I should have prayed over him. The wrong button.
You get used to it. You start to, I don't know, just like autopilot, sacrifice the right things. Also, the more, at least that works for. I don't know if they changed Trog. I assume they changed Trog the same way. Later on, you'll need like more powerful things to sacrifice to, impress them more.
Says there's a newt.
Yeah, you can always use tab.
I can chop the newt.
Mm-hmm.
For meat. There's a newt skeleton. And the other guy, I guess, just got obliterated.
Yep. Nope.
And there's a loaf of bread?
Yep. You get some more permanent food, which is good. You're also hungry, so you could eat your chunk.
Okay.
There we go. And you're done exploring.
All right. So I go to the nearest. Okay, what was it again? You said Shift X.
Shift X.
And then
your downward stair symbol, and then there you go. You can do the same thing for upward stairs, and I'm sure many, many other things.
let's go next to the plant.
Okay. Hit enter. You walk over there.
Okay.
There we go.
Moving. What's going on?
Actually, you know what? Before we explore
Goblin
any further...
moves.
Oh, you probably saw one and he popped out.
Nah.
Go back to the stairs. Go stand on the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's read a scroll. You've got tons now? I think it's time to start. I usually start with the stack that's the biggest because those are the most common scrolls, and that includes things like Identify, which will save you some time. So just click on a scroll to read it.
Wow.
What did it do? It's a scroll of random uselessness. Okay, so that whole stack, hit shift and click it and drop it to the ground because we don't care about those scrolls. They're garbage scrolls. Okay, next.
Woo.
Now, this scroll requires that you use it on an item.
Okay.
There are 3 scroll types that require that you use it on an item. One is Identify. One is Recharge, which is used to put charges back into wands.
Okay.
And the last one is Enchant Armor.
Enchantment?
Enchantment. So, the Identify scrolls are the most common of the bunch. So, the assumption I always make when I click on one of these scrolls and it wants me to use it on an item, I assume it's an Identify scroll.
Sure.
It's the most common. So, at this point, I'd pick something to try to identify. So, and usually I try to identify potions. Because potions can be risky.
Smoky black potion or 2 blue potions. Let's go for the black one.
Sounds good to me.
I like it.
Oh, hold on.
What happened? Did I do it wrong?
No, yeah. You were supposed to click on an item in the list. It's asking if you really want to... You got to read those messages sometimes. Because it wants to know if you want to cancel the scroll and just waste it. So we're just going to hit... how do we... No. We're going to say no.
Okay.
Now, click on the item you want to identify. Or you can, hit the letter.
Hit Q. Okay, yeah, or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
I think you want to do Smoky Black.
one, yeah.
There you
Bam.
go. It is a scroll of Identify, and it identified as a potion of mutation. And you got a good casting out of it, so it's got a more there, so it's going to ask you to identify more stuff. So you can identify the blue potions. Potions of agility.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's not bad. Hey!
Oh, there's a goblin there.
coming.
Go and smack him down. And then we'll read the rest of your
You
scrolls.
there. Oh, Giblet. Alright, so he's not poisonous, though.
Yeah, so you can probably chop him up.
Chop him up. Alright, now what?
Keep reading scrolls. Let's get through
the rest of the scroll. So we know that that's Identify.
Because there are a couple of them that are a little bit sketchy, but none that will completely screw you. Drinking potions at random can really screw you,
Right.
but scrolls are generally safe.
Okay, so let's see. The Fum Fi Hong.
Yeah, that first one you picked up.
All right, so we're gonna do that with. We're gonna click it, right?
Yeah. It was a scroll of cursed jewelry. Move your mouse because it's showing you the other thing. It was a scroll of cursed jewelry. So your ring of fire is now cursed. So you cannot take it off right now. That's all it does. But that's okay. You've identified those scrolls, so now you won't pick them up in the future.
Nothing appears to happen.
All right. So that can be a variety of different things. It could have been a scroll of amnesia. You don't know any spells. It could have been. I'm not sure. Having a hard time coming up with all the things, but there's a few different things it could have been, and it was not one of those things. So.
Okay.
Click the more. There's a scroll of remove curse. Great. Your ring is uncursed, and now you know what those scrolls are. Oh, that's the other thing. If you have nothing cursed on you, and you read a scroll of remove curse, it'll say nothing happened.
Nothing happened. So you just have to. Yeah. Okay.
But those are really common scrolls. So at some point you'll end up with like a stack of 5 of something that said, you tried it, and nothing happened at the time, and you'd be like, oh, well, that was remove curse. Enchant weapon. So you get +1 to hit on your mace. It's a +1 +0. +1 to hit, +0 to damage.
Awesome. Okay, and we have this one.
Blink to wear, so you can click on any square you can see, and you'll blink to it.
Like there.
Yeah, but I was going to say, that's pretty risky. You could be jumping into the middle of a bunch of enemies.
Yeah.
You get one more scroll to read.
Live dangerously.
Scroll of curse armor. So now you can't take off your armor. But that's okay. Your armor's like fine at this point, and you'll find more scrolls of remove curse, and that'll be fine. In fact, the thing that could have screwed you a little bit more at this point, actually, now that I think about it, would have been a scroll of curse weapon, because you wouldn't have been able to drop your mace, and a mace is not sharp, so you wouldn't have been able to chop up food, so you might have starved to death.
That would suck.
Yeah.
That would really suck. Hey.
Lots of monsters. Yeah, hallway is good. And if it starts to look a little bit rough, then you could always berserk, but I think you're going to be okay.
Not so bad, not so bad.
This game is tremendously harder. If we had gone with... What were you going to pick? You were going to pick a Death Knight of something?
Yeah.
I guarantee, like, these fights would have killed them. You would have had to play much more crafty and running away and slower. The Minotaurs can pretty much smash their way through most things pretty blindly. It's pretty awesome. Oh, you're actually hungry, so make sure you eat after this.
Yes, sir. Goblin flesh, done. Oh, I'm nauseated.
That's life.
Such is life.
That's a scroll of blinking you just picked up. And the game is smart enough that scrolls that are useful, once you've identified them, it will continue to auto-pick them up. And scrolls that are useless or bad for you, like cursed jewelry, it will ignore them. So again, it tries to remove as much tedium as possible, and you can play through very, very fast. Of course, that same sort of speed makes it pretty dangerous for me sometimes, because I end up suiciding myself because I'm rushing. Which I think is my big problem when I'm playing a spellcaster.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, this is certainly not so bad.
There you go, you've leveled up again. Alright, so let's just keep going until you die. Maybe I will stop giving you useful advice.
And you'd be like, oh, you died because I stopped giving you useful advice.
I know. The thing is, as a Minotaur Berserker, you could go on for quite a long time before you get into any trouble.
I can't tell.
Pretty surprising. That is totally fine to eat.
Wow. Green potion.
Mm-hmm.
I have a scroll of identify still.
You do. Now, sometimes the identify scroll will proc more than one, like, identification.
So wait until you have a few more.
Usually that's what I do. Once I get to 3 potions, then I'll read a scroll.
Done exploring.
You are done exploring.
Alright, let's go down one of these funky colored ones. We haven't done that yet.
Okay.
I think. Yeah. Let's go there.
Okay.
And then...
So that's an escape hatch in the floor. You'll notice that there's no upstairs here. You just drop down.
Okay.
So that's risky because if you drop down to a trouble spot, you have no way of escaping back up.
Oh, I see. There's a few.
So those are orcs.
You know what I like to do in situations like this?
Uh-huh. Close the door. They do know how to open doors.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Boy, this would be a great time to go berserk, except it's not going to work.
No?
No, try.
Why wouldn't it? You're starving.
You're going to be too hungry to go berserk.
Damn it. Alright, well at least I got him funneled.
That's true. And you're still a Minotaur of Smashy Doom, so apparently you're going to be able to slaughter these guys just fine.
No problem. Orcish hand axe, which might be better than I have. I don't know.
You are... The hand axe... Well, you're currently skilled in maces. The hand axe is not going to be much better. It's the same class of thing as your mace, but an axe instead of a mace.
Okay.
So your mace should be as good. Now, I think the flail is in there as well, though. So that should be an upgrade, actually. If you right-click on it, it'll tell you how much damage it does. See, that does
10.
A 10. And if you check your mace will be lower. An 8, or maybe worse. Your mace is in your inventory right there.
Where?
Down one? There.
There it is.
So right-click on that. It does an 8. Now, it does have the +3 accuracy rating, but generally speaking, you just want more damage all the time.
There we go. Sure.
Now, it's actually a -3 +3 orc flail, so it's even more inaccurate, but it does extra bonus damage.
These are orcish hammers.
Hammers suck.
Oh,
Right-click on them. Let's see how much damage they do. They do 7, so they do less damage than your mace.
Oh, that's how I beat them, I guess. Can you not chop these up?
Move your mouse so you can see the actual messages.
Oh. Oh, it's asking... Okay, yes. Yes to all? How do you yes to all?
You can hit A, and it'll chop them all up. But you might just want to chop up one and then pray the others.
This is true. Alright, so we're gonna chop.
You can say yes,
yes,
and then quit.
and then quit.
There we go. And then you hit pray, and it'll pray the
Oh,
whole
what
side.
happened?
I think you just chopped another one, I'm not sure.
Or did I pick it up?
I don't think you picked it up. If you move the thing... There you go. You prayed it.
He's great.
Yeah, you chopped it up so because you got 6 chunks of meat.
Blarb. Alright, whatever. Anyway, going.
You may actually want to eat them at some point.
Oh,
before
yeah,
you
right.
before
You're
you
starving.
start
Oh, that would be... Oh, I can't do it right now. Let's
Well, you can, but it's doing them more because while you're eating, the antenna's gonna... Or the ant's gonna beat on you a little bit. Oh, there's also a floating eye, which is gonna paralyze you. Very annoying. So, again, you get the more. There you go. So you're paralyzed for a bit. You took a little bit of damage for free, but now you're okay.
Am I gonna die?
I think you're gonna be pretty okay, actually, just by virtue of Minotaur toughness.
Alright. Minotaur toughness. Hungry. I'm no longer hungry. I devoured it all. Alright, so I can do that. Do I want all this meat? Probably not, eh? I'm gonna pray for the rest of it.
Okay. Again, because you hit C, you
Oh,
just ask yourself.
okay. So, actually, I don't need any of it right now. So I'm gonna say quit.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna pray. Yes.
And pray will burn everything in the square you're standing on.
Sure. Found a spear. You see a giant eyeball corpse.
Mm-hmm.
I could chop it up into meat.
You could.
Eyeball meat. Let's do it.
There you go.
Giant eyeball flesh.
That's another scroll of enchant weapon.
Excellent. Oh,
And a shop. You don't have much gold, but interesting. All right. So
Sounds
now,
clear.
finally, we're going to get a chance to talk about magic items. So everything that's in gray, those are standard items.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes they do have stat modifiers on them, but generally not very much. The things in blue, and the things that have those words, right, glowing and dyed, for example, are magical and often have some pluses or minuses. They may be cursed. They might have other things. It might be a +1 leather armor of fire resistance, for example. You don't know. Antique shops, the stuff is not identified. Other stores, the stuff is identified. Now, the stuff in white, those are artifacts. Again,
Okay.
they can have totally random stats. They might even be cursed, but they're going to be huge numbers with multiple special abilities. Now, you only have 102 gold, I think, or 107.
Yeah, so the only thing I can actually buy is the leather armor, which
Yeah.
is kind of meh.
I would not do it. I would, once I had money, come back and check out the artifacts, because they might have some really cool stuff on them.
Split.
But other than that, you're going to find gear that's perfectly fine as you move along.
Split. Oh.
There's scorpions, so you make it a little poisoned.
Or not. Yeah.
Minotaurs, man.
Ow.
The iguana's a little tougher than some of the things you fought, perhaps.
It bit me. It bit me on the arse.
And you killed it, and you leveled up.
Oh, right. Going for strength or intelligence?
Doesn't matter. Either one.
Strength. Boom! Right. Right. Come to me.
You're fighting a shadow. Same strategy as everything else. Hit it until it dies.
Really? Because I'm missing and such.
I believe it's very hard to hit. I think it has really high evasion, but other than that, it'll eventually go down.
Alright, so. I'm definitely going to cut this up, because that's meat I can use. Or is that poisonous? Well, that's poison.
Now, remember, when you're mousing over things doesn't affect which you chop.
Right.
You can shift-click to chop something specifically, which is kind of handy. So you could shift-click on the orc to chop it, and then you can hit P to pray.
Another orcish flail, which doesn't really matter to me right now. Nothing else is here, except for this. Giant cockroach.
Now, it is through a door. I don't think bugs open doors.
He knows I'm here, though.
Mm-hmm.
You see here a dented ruby amulet. Although I should just pick it up because he can't get me right now. So let's find out what this is. I'm going to put it on.
Okay.
Or should I identify it first?
No, put it on.
Put it on. Hey!
Alright, identify it then. Because we don't know what it is. Something's auto ID. Amulet of resist corrosion. Well, that's actually quite cool. So things that hit you with like acid attacks that might rot away some of your armor and weapons,
Yeah.
you'll be protected from that. Okay.
What else? Oh, there's centipedes in there and such, and there's a big thingy. And
That would be an ogre. They do a little bit of damage.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Should I use my ability?
You could, yep. You might die.
Okay.
There are stairs over there, too. I don't know if you'll be able to reach them.
I'm not gonna reach them.
Now, if you weren't Berserk, you could read a scroll of blinking and blink away. That's why I said Berserk, very risky to use.
I'm gonna get away. I'm gonna dodge that. Yeah.
You do move faster when you're Berserking. But now it's run out, so now you move super slow. On the other hand, since it's run out, you can now use your stuff. Not that I know what you do at this point, to be honest.
I don't know either. Scroll the blinking.
I'm not sure if you could try blinking to the steps, but I suspect you'd just get there. You'd have to blink to that tile right there, because you have to blink to a tile you can actually see. It would give you a head start to start running towards the stairs. And, okay, see, you're using the arrow keys here,
yeah.
Which means you're not moving diagonally,
Which
which means they're definitely going to catch it.
Do I have another blinking?
Nope. Now, you could just drink that random green potion. It might be a cure. It is, yeah, it was a heal. But that being said...
I'm surrounded.
Yeah. So yeah, you can very quickly get into trouble if you don't follow the principles of, like, act paranoid all the time, right? So, you want to make sure, because you were wandering around, you weren't fully healed, and there were a lot of critters around, and when you saw the first guy, especially something you didn't know, when you don't know something, right-click on the guys. That won't help you. Well, it might, but right-click on one of the monsters. It'll give you a description. It says it's tremendously strong. It looks dangerous, right? Some of the things you right-clicked on said it looks easy. This says it looks dangerous. And when you see that sort of stuff, you got to position yourself in such a way that you've got escape plans. You want to maybe go to the stairs right away, do different things. I mean, ogres can rip you up because they do huge damage.
Can I pray to Trog? Come on, Trog.
If you hit A, just once, and then hit question mark, it'll list your abilities. So, yeah, shift and then...
No.
Not really. I don't know if any of these would help. Plus, you're super hungry right now. You could try going berserk and then see if you can beat them down before they kill you, assuming you've got enough food for that. I doubt it, too. I think you're probably dead.
Oh, you die. Boom!
So, you've died, so it identifies all the items you were carrying. Oh, we could have used the wand of digging to get away, maybe. Yeah, but it was unidentified, right? And even then, I'm not sure. The ogres might have followed you down.
Oh, no. All right. Oh, that was fun.
I think that was a great introduction, actually.
I think so, too.
I mean, I was pretty sure when I said, like, I'm going to stop kind of saying things, I was like,
I was gonna die.
you'll probably get into some trouble. Although I was starting to I was like, holy crap, you're just plowing through everything. But as soon as, because you can plow, and Dungeon Crawl will do that, because there'll be a lot of stuff that'll be very easy to kill.
Yeah.
And then you'll run into a situation, it might not even be a super creature like an ogre.
Yeah.
It might just be something about the positioning of whatever, just one too many things, a spell that failed to go off or whatever, and all of a sudden you're in deep trouble. And it's always about having that escape plan, always assuming you're going to be in trouble, especially when you meet something you've never fought before. Mm-hmm. Those are the scariest, because you don't know what the abilities are, you have no idea how dangerous this thing is.
It's ogre already.
Frankly, those centipedes in that room, those can be... Oh, that's bad. The centipedes can be bad news too. Again, you haven't gotten poisoned in this game, but getting poisoned is rough. And I'm pretty sure they have poison.
Yeah, probably.
So there we go. There's the quick intro to Dungeon Crawl.
The initiation phase is over.
You have all the tools you need to just get started.
Think
Beyond
so.
that, you want to use things like the wiki and the various helper bots, which I will link in the description box down below. And they will help guide you. When you see something you don't know what it does, a certain, an item, a monster, you can look them up and get some information about them. Or you can do the trial and error thing, because that can be fun too.
I just, sort of maybe do start up even when I'm picking a character there, just whatever strikes my fancy when I see it first thing, like the Death Knight Mermaid or Mer People.
Some of those combos are going to be really good. Some of them are going to be less than good.
Some of them are going to be just hilarious.
And again, the spellcasters are really, really cool. They tend to be squishier, mostly because you're not wearing armor. But their spells are really strong in this game. Anyway, that is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And keep an eye on my channel and Briarstone's channel for more Dungeon Crawl. See you next time, folks.
Later.
Bye-bye.